Now, Kamaru Usman reminded everybody that he's one of the best wrestlers that we've probably ever seen in the modern day era, until he sort of started knocking people out and getting used to it. Then he got too used to it and got knocked out himself off Leon. Now the question beckons, he's just taken out Joaquin, well, not taking him out, but he's dealt with him handler, Joaquin Buckley, who was a rising star at welterweight. So can Kamaru Usman get back into title contention, boys? Nathan, you lead us on with this first.
I think he can, in the sense of he could get that fight. He's a big enough name that you could probably just throw him in there now. After that, I don't think he will, because there are people that are ahead of him. And look, it was a really, really good win for Usman, and you could see, he got emotional in the presser afterwards. It definitely meant a lot to him, and it was almost you must have forgot what I can do here. And to be fair, credit to Buckley, I think he's taken the defeat really well, and that's a really promising sign in terms of what his future holds, because he's still pretty young and there's still a lot to give for him. And by listening to him and listening to his attitude, he's someone that probably will make those adjustments, because he remembered how to stuff a takedown in the 5th round. So, if he could do that from the start, you're looking at someone that could be dangerous. But it's tough, really, in terms of what is next for Usman, because none of the fights that really are available are necessarily the most fan-friendly fights, and that's tough, because his style is what it is. What do you give him? Bilal Muhammad? God. It's not a fight that's going to make you go crazy. Same with Sean Brady, but then because obviously the issue is Makhachev coming up sort of holds the division up with Rakhmonov and Brady. You've got two guys who really deserve an opportunity at the title, to be honest, with the way they won their last fights, and Rakhmonov just being such a strong fighter, Brady steamrolling Leon Edwards. Usman's going to probably be a victim of the Makhachev hold-up, because Makhachev's obviously going to fight Della Maddalena. You assume he wins. And then, all of a sudden, Rakhmonov and Brady are probably going to have to fight to decide who's next for Makhachev. And then who does Usman get in that? And you probably do land on a Muhammad or a Gary. Obviously, you don't want to do the Edwards fight again. So it'd be interesting. Again, he's someone that you could throw in there. But I do think there is a bit of a queue at welterweight. And so he's going to have to take another fight. And it'll be interesting with his knees and things like that, how long that will take for him to be able to take another fight. And look, I was happy for him, happy to see him get the win. But yeah, there's a bit of a wait for the welterweight belt, I think.
Yeah, big time. Like you say, there's a lot going on at welterweight at the minute. You've got Islam moving up. And like you say, we assume Islam's going to win. Would Kamaru fight his friend Islam? He's friends with all the Dagestanis. Would he even consider that? So that adds another question mark onto it. You mentioned the Bilal Muhammad fight. I think that's probably the fight they're going to do, considering they've had a bit of beef. They've had a bit of beef previously. It got a bit physical when they was filming one of the podcasts. You look at the other options. Sean Brady, it's probably not. I don't know. The two grapplers, they could just end up throwing down.
Yeah.
Giving it the large. Shavkat, tough order for him. I don't see him getting past Shavkat. Let's be real. Leon Edwards, like you said, stinker. No one wants to see that one again. I don't see him fighting down either. But he's probably only going to fight a few more times. Come on, if he's not going to win the title, I don't see him going to want to hang around. So these next 2 fights, these next 2-3 kind of fights really matter for him. I think he should probably just wait a little bit,
He's already said he's going to wait, and he wants one fight only, and that's the winner of Makhachev and Della Maddalena.
Oh, right, okay, so would he fight Islam then?
But and even if he was to get offered something in the meantime, so let's run through the options again, like you just have Ian Garrett. So it's going to be a grappler fest, and Usman's probably the stronger man than Ian Garrett. Ian Garrett's more agile, but Usman's the stronger, so who knows how that would go. Leon Edwards, you don't want to revisit that for a 4 fucking time. I'm bored of seeing that. Sean Brady, that will be a grappler to, like you said, throw down. I don't think it would favour Usman to throw down, as we've seen. He tried that, and then that's how he ended up losing his fucking title. So I think he'd be smart. And would he be strong enough for Sean Brady? I'm not too sure. Shavkat Rakhmonov, I think, is a lot stronger than Shavkat Rakhmonov. So if we was to see Usman Shavkat Rakhmonov for any reason, I think if Usman was to get him down early, I think it's game over for Rakhmonov personally. I don't think his wrestling game is nowhere near what Usman has. And that was just a little reminder of that the other week. He's a lot stronger on the ground. Rakhmonov, for crying out loud. So yeah, I think that would be a very winnable matchup out of the others, which are like snooze fests, kind of. But he's going to want to go for the title, don't he? He's waited this long now. Now he's just beat a rising contender who's ranked as well, so that benefits him, while he's still remained in the top 5 for the period of time that he's been out. So Usman's in a position now where, especially with, it's a bit of favouritism from Dana, where he says he's one of the greatest welterweights of all time, which he is genuinely. He's had, what was it, like 4 or 5 title defences, which fucking fair play to the big man. So yeah, it's just going to be title fight only, isn't it?
He might get it. He might get it. Usman Makhachev probably moves more than
likely. It's likely
the other ones. It is what it is. I think he'd lose that fight, but I mean, if he's going to get it, he's going to get it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I do feel we deserve it more, but that's the UFC. That's how it is. You make the fight that sells tickets rather than possibly the legit, the moral fight to pick. So, if he gets it, and look, a great win against Buckley, but I mean, Joaquin Buckley, Islam Makhachev, bit different.